that I want y'all to, if there's one thing I want y'all to learn today, if there's only one, the thing I want y'all to know is that there are two med school application portals, okay?
Do you pick up the phone when Dr. London is calling?
Hello, my name is student Dr. London Wheeler. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe so you can be caught up on all the content. So today we're going to talk about the application process when applying to medical school. So applying to medical school is so stressful. Being on this journey is stressful alone. So I'm going to call up my friend Evan, and he is going to talk about the application process, the two different systems, and everything that goes into it. So stay tuned.
Hey London, thanks for phoning me in. And hello everybody, my name is Evan Curry. I am a first year osteopathic medical student at the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. A little bit about me, I'm originally from South Florida. And I moved from South Florida to pursue a bachelor's degree in public health education and behavior and a minor in African American studies at the University of Florida. After that, I moved to Tampa to attend the University of South Florida to get a master's in medical sciences. And now here I am as a first year osteopathic medical student at the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine. And today I have the privilege and honor of talking to you all about the med school application portal and service. So specifically, if you're anything like me, back when I was applying for med school, the entire process kind of was a guessing game. I didn't know much. And so there's one thing that I want y'all to, if there's one thing I want y'all to learn today, if there's only one, the thing I want y'all to know is that there are two med school application portals, okay? There really is a third one, and I'll talk to you about that third one in a couple seconds, but there's two. So there's AMCAS, which is AMCAS, American Medical College application service, and this is going to be the portal that you use to submit MD applications. And then there's the AACOMAS, which is AACOMAS, which is American Association of College of Osteopathic Medicine Application Service. I know it's a mouthful, but that's going to be the portal that you would use to submit DO programs. And then that third one that I had mentioned a little bit earlier is the state of Texas. The state of Texas has their own application portal in which you would use to submit MD and DO programs. And that's just their own portal that they have. And I'm not going to touch on that today. So now let's get into the details of the application process. So both AMCAS and AACOMAS are going to open up in May. This is really, really, really important that you understand. So as soon as May comes, you should be on the AMCAS, on the AACOMAS website, looking for that application to start and open. My big piece of advice is maybe even before, if you're thinking of applying next cycle, or thinking of applying the cycle after that, maybe take a couple moments to log into AMCAS, create an account, or log into AACOMAS, create an account, and just click start an application. Even if you're not submitting it for this cycle, just click start an application to see what things they're asking of you during the application process. Because I was really, really surprised by a lot of things because I had never opened it up. None of my friends ever showed me their application, so I didn't know what to expect. So my big piece of advice first is take a couple minutes, 5, 15, 20 minutes, just to create an account and open up an application and just click start an application. You don't actually have to submit anything or add anything, but just click through the tabs and see what they're asking of you. So yeah, come May, both of the application portals are going to have their applications open and ready for you to submit. So that's the first thing that you need to know. Now, both of these applications, although they're two separate entities, they're kind of similar in a lot of areas, but then they're very, very different in some others. So the first thing is that, both of these portals are going to ask that you submit a personal statement. They're going to ask that you submit a transcript. They're both going to ask that you submit, activities and all of these things of that sort that you would anticipate medical schools to ask. Now with the transcripts, they're going to ask that you submit all of your transcripts from all the schools you've attended from dual enrollment all the way through graduate school or undergrad, wherever you finished, right? So you need to, if you took dual enrollment courses, you need to figure out how you're going to get those those transcripts sent to the schools, sent to these portals that you're going to be applying through, both AMCAS and AACOMAS. Now, the distinction can be drawn starting with activities. So in AMCAS, they will give you the opportunity to write about 3 of your most meaningful experiences, right, on top of submitting all of the activities that you've already done. So first you get 700 characters to talk about, all of these experiences that you may have done, whether it's volunteering at a clinic or working at a nursing home or being a part of the university gospel choir, as you may have seen in the previous video. That's where you're going to talk about those experiences. But then you even have the opportunity to share only 3, choosing 3, which of those experiences were the most impactful for you. So for example, like me, I was a university ambassador at the University of Florida, and that was a really impactful experience for me because the opportunity to be the diversity and inclusion chairman, where I got to teach diversity and inclusion education. I had the opportunity of working with folks from all across the campus and interacting with people from all across the world. And that was really, really impactful for me. So I chose that to be one of my most meaningful experiences. And so, starting interrogating what clubs or activities am I doing that really have impacted my heart or have shaped me in the way that I look at the world, or that really have inspired me to be a better person or to be a better medical student and hopefully a better physician. Choose those activities and start writing about how they've impacted you, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is that when it comes to applying to med school, it can be very, very expensive. And you need to know about these 2 things. So and I don't know the exact guidelines because it changes from year to year, but what you're going to do is you're going to go and look for the AMCAS and AACOMAS fee waivers. Both of these portals have a fee waiver program. And I think that if you qualify for it, it's a really incredible tool that'll help you with your application, help you with your MCAT studying, and everything in between. So, but the distinction is drawn here. With AMCAS, if you qualify for the fee waiver, you get 20 free primaries to submit, right? 20 free primaries. So primary is going to be that general application that you submit to multiple med schools. So that's what you're doing when you use AMCAS and AACOMAS. You're submitting a primary application to multiple med schools, right? Using a blanket amount of information and sending it to 15 different schools, 10 different schools, 5 different schools, or 3 different schools, whatever you can afford. But with the AMCAS fee waiver program, you get 20 free schools to apply to. With the AACOMAS fee waiver program, you only get that first blanket entry of fee paid for. So I call it the entry fee, but with AACOMAS it's a little bit different, where you have a baseline payment of around $200, and then every school you add after that is a certain fee. And so with AACOMAS, they waive that blanket entry fee, but you still have to pay for all the individual schools that you applied for. So say you apply for 5 DO schools, then they'll waive that first, $200, but then you have to pay for those actual schools that you're sending it to. And that's a significantly lower cost. It's somewhere between $30 and $50. So although it is very expensive, that fee waiver allows you to at least cut a chunk of that out of it. So I would recommend looking into that if you do qualify. And that's pretty much it for the application process. So just a quick recap, right? We have AACOMAS and we have AMCAS. AACOMAS is going to be for DO schools. AMCAS is going to be for your MD schools. For the most part, the application is going to look very, very similar. Not many differences except for the activity section, which you are going to have fewer characters and are not going to have the opportunity to talk about your meaningful experiences in the AACOMAS application. And then, of course, there's another distinction, a really big distinction that I highlighted at the end with the fee waiver programs, where AMCAS will give you 20 free primary applications on top of what I forgot to mention earlier is free MCAT prep. So you get all of those practice tests, you get all of the AMCAS study packs, so I'll give it to you if you qualify for that fee waiver for free. And then on AACOMAS, they will just waive that first entry fee And then after that, you're gonna have to pay for all of the individual schools that you're gonna apply for in those primaries. I hope that this was very helpful. I really want to thank London for phoning me on this conversation. If y'all have any questions, I'll go ahead and make sure that my social media is going to be in the bio, so you can definitely reach out to me, or you can shoot me a quick email. I wish you all the best. I am rooting for y'all. I'm rooting for you, and believe in yourself, okay? Do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly. Be easy. Peace.